Welcome to the notes on absolute value expressions. All right, in this video, our goal is to be able to simplify and evaluate absolute value expressions. So, what are absolute value? In order to do that, we need to know what it is. So, absolute value, here's what it is. And here's why I have this number line down here. Absolute value is the distance from zero on the number line. So notice it's a distance, okay? Distance is always positive, and that's why absolute value is always positive. All right, I'll put a little plus sign there, always positive. You've never heard anyone say, hey, I'll be over in a little bit, I'm negative 3 miles away. No, you're just 3 miles away. So distance is always positive, that's why absolute value is always positive. So let's look at a quick example just to show you that. You know, if I talk about, hey, what's the value of the absolute value of negative 3? Well, negative 3 is right here on the number line. How far away is that from 0? Well, if you count, that's 1, 2, it's 3 units away from 0. So the absolute value of negative 3 is 3. Well, what's the absolute value of positive 3? Well, if I start at positive 3 right here, how far away is that from 0? So even though I'm going back this direction, it's still a distance, which is 1, 2, 3 away. So the absolute value of positive 3 is also 3. So that's kind of how absolute value works. That's why it's always positive. Now that we know that, how are we going to use it to solve problems? Well, first they're going to have to use just simplify problems with absolute value using those order of operations. So here we go. All right, here's our absolute value symbol right here. All right, so I'm just going to rewrite this now because that's really negative 3. All right, now it's times, what's the absolute value of negative 5? The absolute value of negative 5 is 5. So I'm just going to do times, and I can actually do the dot there. Excuse me, I'll do the dot. Because times, that just becomes 5. And now, right, the rest of the equation is just using our order of operations. Now, minus a minus, that becomes plus. So plus 2. And then at this 4 squared becomes plus 16. At this point, order of operations. All right, I take care of the 3 times the 5 first. Negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. And then plus 2 plus 16. Well, now it just becomes, again, working left to right. Negative 15 plus 2 is negative 13. All right, combining those, plus 16, which equals positive 3. So this answer would be 3. That's how we're going to simplify a problem using absolute value. Let's take one more. We're going to evaluate. All right, we're going to substitute those values in. Here's what the expression looks like. So it tells us that x equals 3. So wherever we see an x, we're going to put in a 3. So let's rewrite this problem now. So here's our absolute value symbols. We have 2. Now, times x. We said x is 3. Then it's just minus 10. We close our absolute value statement, and then plus 7. Now we just use our order of operations. 2 times 3. All right, well, that's going to give us 6 minus 10. Still inside is plus 7. Well, what's 6 minus 10? I'm going to kind of do this over here. 6 minus 10, all right, that becomes negative 4 plus 7. Well, what is the absolute value of negative 4? That's the big change right here. The absolute value of negative 4, I'll do that in red. The absolute value of negative 4 is positive 4, and then that becomes plus 7. So our answer to this one would be 11. So there you have the notes on what is absolute value and how we're going to use it to simplify and evaluate algebraic expressions.